Call to order the Ashland Board of Commissioners meeting for Thursday, June 8th. We'll start with an invocation and a pledge of allegiance.
Let us pray. Lord, we come today asking for your Holy Spirit to enter our city chambers and to preside over our meeting today. We're thankful for our city and the many successful projects that we're experiencing in every department. We come today asking for your wisdom and guidance on this Board of Mayor and Commissioners as we strive to make the right decisions in the best interests of our city and its citizens. Bless our city manager, our staff and employees, and those in attendance today, including our guests from the Eastern Kentucky Harmonic Order. Bless our time together now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Let's stand and salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Sparks, if you'll bring your crew up.
Mayor, do you want us to go down so we can see them?
You can. Commissioners, if you want to go to the audience to watch, you're more than welcome to. Just for the public, I've invited the Eastern Kentucky Harmonic Order here to sing for us as a special treat, and we really appreciate them coming today.
Thank the mayor for his invitation. I'm Brian Sparks. I'm the immediate past president. We've been working with the mayor on different things, and we have an extra treat this morning. This is Justin Ellswood. He's our new president. He'll be directing the first song. And we have our brand new director, Ryan Gerald, back there who'll be directing. And you all know a guy named Carl Taylor. Carl was a founding member of this organization over 30 years ago, and he had just stepped down as director. We have some good youth involvement, and that's why some of us heard out and came back and just enjoyed the session.
Come fly with me, let's fly away, up and away. If you can use some melodic tunes, then we'll sing the night away. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Mama Land, as one man band and the tune, we salute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Off in the blue, once again, you up there where the air is rarefied. We'll just glide, starry-eyed, once again, you up there. I'll be holding you so near. You may hear angels cheer, 'cause we're together weather-wise. It's such a lovely day. Just say the words and beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, come on, let's fly away. Come on, baby, let's touch the sky. Come on, baby, let's fly. My surfer girl and I love the sun. We're gonna get around and have fun, fun, fun. walks loose and drops like an ace. Drops like an ace, down, she drops like an ace. She makes the Indy 500 look like a Roman chariot. Drops like an ace, down, she drops like an ace. Oh, other guys try to catch her, but she leaves them on a wild goose chase. Drops like an ace, down, she drops like an ace. She'll have fun, 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 till her daddy takes a T-bird. Fun, 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 till her daddy takes a T-bird. Fun, 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 till her daddy takes a T-bird. Fun, 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 oh, you take my breath away. Little surfer, little one, make my heart come all undone. Do you love me? Do you, surfer girl, surfer girl, ah, little surfer girl? So I say from me to you, I will make your dreams come true. Do you love me? Do you, surfer girl? Little surfer girl, my girl. Round, round, get around, I get around, get around, round, round, 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 I get around. While the California girls are out of sight, they give me good vibrations and they make it alright. We'll have fun, fun, fun with our surfer girls when we're riding in my car. It's out of this world. Get around, round, round, I get around. Get around, round, round, I get around. Get around, I get around, I get around. Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the people are gay. The corn tops ripe and the meadows in the blue, while the birds make music all the day. The young folks roll on the little cabin floor, all merry, all happy and bright. By and by, hard times come a-knocking at the door, then my old Kentucky home, good night, good night. We've no more, my lady. Oh, we've no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home far away, for my old Kentucky home far away.
Hang on just a second, just a second. Now do you see why I wanted him to come? Well, you all mean so much to us and bringing goodwill and cheer to so many in our community. It's my honor today to name you all citizen ambassadors for our city, and we thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Mayor?
Can you tell the colors? These guys make sure they have city colors, our bridge colors. Means a lot to us that they have so much pride in our community. Wherever you go, I know you're doing your best for us, and we thank you.
I just want to say, I so much enjoyed the Beach Boys medley. I wonder if they could learn Rocket Man.
She said enjoy the Beach Boys night. She wants to know if they know Rocket Man.
You're somebody's. Okay.
For those of you who were
Your
singing
turn to sing now.
along, we meet on Monday nights in Westwood.
Thank you, thank you. It was wonderful. What a way to start the meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We should all have to do a verse of our own now.
Okay. We'll let you how's that?
All right. Normally, our meetings aren't that exciting, but we'll go ahead and get back onto business. Do we have a motion to receive and file the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have a motion to receive and file the minutes for the regular meeting held on May 11, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Hearings and reports. Commissioners, I'll let you start. Commissioner Clark?
Oh, thank you, sir. Welcome to our meeting today. Thank you for coming. We still have half of the crowd here at least. One side of the room that's now empty. I don't have a huge amount to report beyond First Friday was last Friday, and it was fantastic if you were able to come out. I think you would agree, and if you weren't able to come out next time. And that's really all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Bland?
Yeah, First Friday was great. I think we're going to do it after July 4th, is that right? Maybe you're all going to talk about that. So, but great job. Appreciate it very much. Love First Fridays for sure. Also, check out Broadway Nights too. We have Broadway Nights music on the square. Lots of events. Just go to visit AKY and you'll figure it all out. Well, no, I came from the doctor's office with our little one before I came here. That the air is definitely hazy, and we're having a lot from the wildfires and folks that are elderly and young children, I think, are having some scratchy throats and things like that. So if you don't have to be outside necessarily right now, it'll be a good time to just be aware of that and the folks around you who may not know about that. Thanks.
All right. Commissioner Spriggs?
Hello, everybody. It's good to see you out there. I have just a couple of things, too. I, too, want to commend Visit Ashland for First Friday and, of course, combined with AIM. We appreciate that. We also got a notice over yesterday of our first Fest meeting, which will be in October this year. So the planning is underway for that. Mark your calendars. I think it's, October 8th? 14th. So mark your calendars for that. It's a big to-do here and with a lot of people. I just want to say how thankful I am. I think Ashland's the best possible place to live in the world. If we just had an ocean, but we got that great Ohio River, right over there. But anyway, I appreciate efforts, and it shows, of everybody working together to make our city the wonderful place it's morphing into. We've had 111 new businesses through May. This is amazing, and it all happens because it all works together with ambiance, wonderful businesses moving in here. Small businesses are the backbone of our community, and we appreciate everyone. We have another ribbon cutting on Monday, so we all try to get to those, every one we can. Sometimes we have 3 and 4 a week. So we're thankful to every one of those who put their faith that people come downtown to see our beautiful city. Also, Mr. City Manager, I was happy to see lines being painted on the streets coming down this morning, although it was like running a gauntlet to get over here, but that's okay, because I appreciate those being freshened up, especially when it's spring and everything's looking so spiffy downtown. That's all I have.
All right. Commissioner Goode?
I want to welcome everybody too, and just kudos to First Friday. I want to echo those sentiments. I was down there, perfect weather. a great event we have. I was in Ironton yesterday at the Ironton Rotary Club and bragging about our city, and I promise I didn't auger in and stagger out. And,
I got the T-shirt.
and so, but anyway, we had a good time bragging about our city over there, and it's a great time in our city. We have another ribbon cutting, yet another ribbon cutting. When we leave here, 2 new playgrounds at Dawson Pool, and there's going to be a third one at the Wendell Banks Park, where the dog park is, shortly. They just have to put some finishing touches on it, so there'll be 3 new ones. We have a business after hours that will showcase our award-winning water plant this evening. And the farmers market has arrived to Central Park, 10 to 2 on Tuesdays and 2 to 6 today, as a matter of fact. The Singing Colonel, well, I call them the Singing Colonels. It was a Eastern Kentucky harmonic order, but my dad was a longtime active member of the Singing Colonels, and so they hold a special place in my heart. I'm glad they were here today. That's all I have, Mayor.
Wait, one more thing. I think the Makers Market's tomorrow again, isn't it? Okay, just mention that because I went down there 2 weeks ago, and you told me it was every 2 weeks. It's wonderful. I got the best turnips I've ever had in my life over there.
It's pretty specific.
I ate every one of them before I got home, really. They were so good, I wish I'd bought more. So
Third best.
It was great.
come on out to Makers Market and see what a wonderful time it is.
All right, well, I do have a couple things myself. First off, we have Father's Day coming up, and my own father has had a tough time with his health recently, and he's been hospitalized and had some surgery, and I just want to extend my sincerest thanks to all those that have lifted him up in prayer, and he's doing great in recovery, and we hope to have him, or at least Mom will have him back out planting bushes and painting walls and doing all that he does for our family. But I miss him today, and I'll go visit him in Lexington tomorrow. Commissioners, you talk about beautification. These flowers up here on the dais are courtesy of the Southern Hills Garden Club. I was actually this morning at 9 a.m. made an honorary member, and they even gave me my own apron.
He has a green thumb. Who'd
Yeah,
thought?
well, I beg to differ, but I do want to say I really appreciate all the work they're doing all over our city, planting flowers, beautifying our community, and it means a lot to me. And I am going to move these off the dais now so people can see us online. And also, just a quick note, I received this yesterday, Commissioners. I haven't shared it with you yet, but Miss Shannon, who lives in our city, sent me this thank you card, and just want to share it with you. Dear Mayor Perkins and all the city workers, thank you for making Ashland a great place to live. Thank you for your kindness and your looking out for your neighbors and fellow residents. Unsolicited, and that means so much to me, and I know to you all, knowing that our citizens are seeing that we do care and our city workers do care, and I appreciate all the extra efforts being made to do so. I have a proclamation to read today. Whereas the city of Ashland is a city that welcomes and celebrates people of all races, ethnicities, religions, genders, sexual orientations, physical and mental circumstances, and economic status, the city of Ashland strives to cultivate our diversity and believes it enhances the quality of life in our community. Whereas the city of Ashland formed the Human Rights Commission as a group of diverse individuals from across the city, serving as a voice for citizens to advocate for an inclusive and equitable environment where every citizen feels valued and safe. And whereas the Human Rights Commission works in concert with the city to ensure all citizens' rights are upheld. And whereas the City of Ashland aspires to be an organization where employees and citizens use their unique experiences and backgrounds, where ideas are heard, and where we advance a culture of inclusion daily to meet the needs of our employees and community. Our vision is for individuals to feel a deep sense of belonging, purpose, and value. And whereas the residents of Ashland are urged to expand community outreach, engagement, and authentic collaboration that will empower each citizen with the ability and desire to help create a society that condemns racism, misogyny, intolerance, discrimination, or oppression toward any person. Now, therefore, I, Matthew Perkins, do proclaim June Celebrate Diversity Month in the City of Ashland and commit to support, participate, and help expand inclusive conversations in support of a community that is free of oppression, persecution, and hate. All right. With that being said, we'll move on to our city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Commissioner Good had brought up the discussion about the business after hours. Thank you. About the business after hours this evening at the water treatment plant. That's been a long time coming. Part and parcel of that, we've got some visitors today I'd like to recognize, if y'all wouldn't mind just raising your hand. First, from the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority, we've got Miss Sandy Williams, who's the Executive Director, Millward Dedman, who's the Deputy Executive Director, John Brady, the Financial Analyst, and also for the Kentucky Division of Water, we've got Jory Becker, who's Water Infrastructure Branch Manager, and also Joe Ulius. Where are you at, Joe? Oh, there you are. Okay. Joe's Technical Assistant Supervisor in the Drinking Water Branch. And Joe and I met a couple years ago under conditions that weren't ideal. So it's good to see you in different circumstances, Joe. But anyway, they're down today. They're looking at the wastewater treatment plant. Kia and the Division of Water are going to obviously have a massive hand and influence on what we're doing there, and also going to get a lay of the land on the water treatment plant and get the opportunity to see firsthand the great work that the team has done. So thank you all for making the trip. I know it's a long drive, but it means a lot to us that you all will come, not just to visit the plants, but also to come to a BOC meeting is really special. So we thank you very much for that.
Welcome.
The next thing is, I'd like to echo the other thing that Commissioner Good had said. If you've not been out to see the new playgrounds, the ones in Central Park are already amazing. But my goodness, the ones at Dawson are super, and the one that they're, like the Commissioner said, they're putting the finishing touches on at Central Dog Park are just fantastic. So if you haven't seen those, you haven't personally been there, please go check them out. It's something to be really proud of. Not everybody can get to Central Park. And so putting these in the neighborhoods that have access to everybody is really a special thing, and I thank Parks and everybody on the staff that's enabled that to happen. And then the last thing, I just wanted to bring something to your attention. I've got a few slides here, but I'll go through them pretty quickly. Basically, what I want to talk to you about is a certified age-friendly employer. It's something that we just recently became. Next, please. And basically, what I'd like to highlight in here is CAFE, or CAF, is the nation's only certified program that identifies organizations committed to reading the rest of those, but those are just some of the benefits of this program. Next slide, please. And then really what I want to draw your attention to here is the brand lift that you get. And if you look in the middle, it says if you knew it was a designated age-friendly, how much more likely would you be to stay working as an employer? It's 50%, actually 86% between highly likely and very likely, and to choose a recommended employer, 88% between highly likely and very likely. And I think the last slide, or two more slides. Yeah, basically this one just talks about the brand and the impact at H&R Block and that 20% increase in application rate. And then the last slide. And this just lists us as one of the participants in this program. So I know the term gets used a lot, thinking outside of the box, but I appreciate HR for you all looking at programs. I think it was brought to your attention at one of the trainings that you went to on this and other cities that had pretty good success. So kudos to you all for taking us into this area, and we'll see if it helps with the recruiting employees that will stay along.
All right.
Mayor, Commissioner, that's all I had.
All right.
Good job.
Two groups that, in the inclusion conversation, which is extremely important, two groups that sometimes aren't always thought of in that conversation are disability and also age. And so it's really good to see. Thanks for that.
Yeah, good job.
All right, we're going to move on to public participation. Anyone with a comment or request may come to the podium and address the commission concerning matters related to city business, services, or personnel. Comments related to election issues and concerning personal disputes will not be allowed. Personal attacks or obscene language will not be tolerated. Presentations are limited to 5 minutes. Only one speaker is permitted per subject. No action will be taken at this meeting. Those with comments are asked to fill out an inquiry form and leave it with the city clerk for distribution to the proper city department. Would anybody like to come forward at this time? Mr. Wertz.
I'm going to talk about Memorial Day. At the Veterans Cemetery this year, we put out 1,780 flags right now, and that day we put the flags out, there was 3 services that morning. They're right now averaging 5 funerals a week.
Wow.
So by next year this time, it'll be over 1,800. And everything else went good, so thank you all.
Thanks for your hard work.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Would anybody else like to come forward at this time? Hearing none, old business.
Old business, item A, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance to the City of Ashland, Kentucky approving and adopting the 2023-2024 budget and appropriating revenues on hand and to be received during the year 2023-2024 for the payment of expenses of the City of Ashland for the 12-month period beginning July 1, 2023, and ending June 30th, 2024, and repealing all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict therewith.
So moved.
All right, any discussion?
Just a comment. Just thank you to everyone. It is June the 8th, and we are passing a budget. And I appreciate the process that we went through this year where we all sat down and went through the budget together and had that discussion publicly as a body. And I think it was very, very beneficial for us to get to it's June the 8th, and we're passing a budget. It is not the end of June,
And it's
we are
another
trying to.
great budget,
Yeah,
right?
we're not having 5 meetings in a week to get it done. So thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate all of you who have worked so hard on this.
And again, this budget includes about $17.5 million in grants. And so that's important for people to know that we're looking outside, away from our local tax base to opportunities at the federal and state level to help with infrastructure, which continues to be a main focus of this commission, and I appreciate all the work the staff's doing to keep us on track for that. All in favor?
Aye.
Item B, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky fixing the tax levy for the year 2023 payable in the year 2024 on bank deposits franchise tax for revenue purposes for the City of Ashland.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item C, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky fixing the regulatory license fee at 4% of the gross receipts from the sale of alcoholic beverages within said city during the fiscal year July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, as authorized and imposed by Section 24 of Ordinance Number 8, Series of 2021, known and cited as the Alcoholic Beverage Control Ordinance for the City of Ashland. Such proceeds to be used to reimburse the city for expenses related to the sale of alcoholic beverages therein.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to say, because I missed the comment on the last one, but this is such a good experience. I always want to stop during budget time because transparency is a word that almost always only comes up during elections, but this is transparency in action. And our budget session back there, literally everything was on the table. It's a public session. So anything that a citizen would want to know or see, transparency in action. So thank you all very much for that.
Good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item D, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky, amending the salary chart of the classification and compensation plan as adopted by ordinance number 31, series of 2023, as previously amended.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, a resolution of the City of Ashland, Kentucky adopting, authorizing, and approving the course of action presented by the city manager on the items appearing on the consent agenda for the regular meeting of the Board of City Commissioners of June 8th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion? A lot going on in this consent agenda.
There is. Video cameras and,
All right. Don't have nothing on there, correct, that I need to worry about?
That's what I
Okay.
was making
It's all
sure.
good.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
New business, item A, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance to the City of Ashland, Kentucky, authorizing a 6.2% increase for all members of the Policemen's and Firefighters Pension Fund to be paid from the general fund.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item B, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing a 6.2% increase for all members of the utility pension fund to be paid from the utility fund.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item C, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing the mayor to execute a contract between City of Ashland and Cintas Corporation for the rental of work uniforms for a period of 3 years for the Department of Public Services, Engineering, Utilities, Parks and Recreation, and Code Enforcement in the City of Ashland pursuant to bid documents opened on May 18th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item D, there's going to be a request by staff that item D be allowed to fail for lack of a motion, and second, it's going to be resubmitted on the next agenda. It was just at the last minute, there was found to be a couple of clerical errors that needed to be addressed and fixed, so I'll read it, but the request is that we just let it die. And that'll be first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky adopting the individual job descriptions recommended by Baker Tilly LLP Consultants for the Department of City Manager, Community and Economic Development, Engineering, Fire, Human Resources, Legal, Parks and Recreation, Police, Public Services, and Risk Management, and Utilities of the Classification and Compensation Plan as adopted by ordinance number 31, series of 2023 as previously amended. Okay, hearing no motion or second, that dies at this time. Item E, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky amending Article 20 of the agreement between the City of Police, Ashland, Kentucky, and the Ashland City Police Members Fraternal Order Police, Ashland Lodge Number 3, as adopted by ordinance number 193, series of 2021, as amended by ordinance number 100, series of 2022, and ordinance number 120, series of 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item F, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a professional services agreement between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and E.L. Robinson Engineering Company, Inc. for the Ashland City Building exterior upgrades to include the Star Tower and the 17th Street entrance steps in the amount of $49,000 for the Department of Engineering.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Well, I'm really happy to see this done, and I know we had it on there last year to get done, and, you know, we've had so many projects going on, which is good.
Yep.
Accomplishing a lot, and these were kind of put on the back burner, so I'm really happy to see this on here.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Item G, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract with Lights Enterprises, Inc. for the purchase of all labor, materials, equipment, and services for the demolition and removal of all debris of 616 26th Street in the amount of $3,600 for the Department of Community and Economic Development.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
How many is this? How many demolitions?
This year,
Yes.
Mr. I'll have to get that back to you.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I'm going to say what I always say. I hope that we're looking to a plan to do something with these vacant properties. I just try to say it every time I get the chance.
Yeah.
Mr. Wheeler?
Wheeler's shaking his head back there. Excellent. Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Item H, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract with Bobby's Mulch for the purchase of all labor, materials, equipment, services for the demolition and removal of all debris of 3009 Crescent Street in the amount of $2,495 for the Department of Community and Economic Development.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item I, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky, amending the authorized positions list to add 3 school resource officers for a total of 6 in the Department of Police of the Classification and Compensation Plan as adopted by ordinance number 31, series of 2023 as previously amended.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item J, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky approving a renewal with Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Insurance Company for administrative fees to administer the city's health insurance coverage, vision insurance, and stop-loss coverage for the plan year July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And item K, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky approving a renewal with Delta Dental of Kentucky, PPO Blues Premier for the administration of the city's dental insurance coverage for plan year July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
The only thing I'm going to say is it looks like the benefit's actually better than it was, so that's good news.
Yep.
Without any cost increase,
Cost
I should
increase.
add.
Mm-hmm. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss individual personnel matters and potential litigation. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We're going to go into executive session. Only the items on this agenda will be discussed, no action. All right. Okay. All right. Let the record reflect, we've returned from executive session. Only the items on the agenda were discussed. No action was taken. Do we have any motions?
Mayor, I would like to ask for a motion to deny grievance 270423.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Second, okay. Any discussion?
Doesn't matter.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed?
On this, is this the first one we discussed?
First one,
Nay.
Okay. All right.
270423.
Got that, Susan? Okay. All right. And do we have any other motions?
Also, Mayor, I would like to ask for a motion to deny 220523.
I have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Okay. All right. I have a motion to adjourn.
Wait, I want to say happy birthday to my son.
Okay.
Tomorrow's his birthday.
All right.
And he's in New York City to go to a restaurant, so.
Awesome.
Yay.
All right. All right, we do have the motion
I'll
to
make a
adjourn.
motion.
Okay,
Second.
second. Any discussion?
was
All in
no.
favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned and moving on to a ribbon cutting.
I was good.